What up, guys? Welcome to episode 51 of Fresh Off the Mats here with the Jiu-Jitsu Joes. And bro, I'm so hungry. After today's training, I'm hungry. Deadlifts today, fucking box step-ups,
I go to the gym later today.
abs, and fucking Jiu-Jitsu. I'm so tired right now. Don't look at me like that.
I've only done this so far. I woke up today. I made Thursdays like my day off, basically. So it's like this is the day like when I have appointments. I always schedule it on Thursdays, like doctor's appointments or anything. But if I don't have any of that, it's like my off day. The only thing is I had to take my sister to the airport today. So
Airport?
yeah, she's seen her
Where's she
boyfriend.
going?
Virginia. She's seen her boyfriend. He gets out in 3 months. He's in the Navy.
Prison.
Not in prison. He's in the Navy.
Out in 3 months.
You know what's funny? Like that's how like that's an ongoing joke in the military because that's what you always say.
Oh,
Like,
really?
like, oh yeah, how much longer you got left in? Like when you get out. So it sounds like prison talk. Ken and I actually talk about that all the time. Like military guys and prison guys can get along in the sense of like we're institutionalized. Very like especially when you're fresh out of the military and like you did your job and like you were in it.
Yeah.
That you're institutionalized. You eat a certain time, you go do things at a certain time, you work out in the morning, you do this, like everything is scheduled for you.
Oriented.
So it's like you're very stuck in that routine and it's
I think it's a type of person because I've never been in the military, I've never been in prison, but I'm the same way where a schedule to me works optimally.
but it's also it's the most efficient way to do things. It really is. Right once I started going through my calendar and I literally have my like this is in my calendar. I don't just like do this and I don't know what's happening. This is scheduled for a certain time, and then from that I have my time at home. Like the next thing on my schedule is go home, take care of dogs, take a shower. Yeah, everything's blocked. So then everything I know is at a certain time. And to people that may seem like like that's not a lot of freedom. Like no, it is because now I can 100% focus on what I'm doing. I'm not worried like but I got this. Like no, it's. This is blocked out for this, and this is where I get to put all my energy to.
When I go to the gym, my phone goes on. I start the playlist, and my phone goes on.
Do not disturb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to be bothered. Anything that's important could be reached out to me once I'm done. But nothing in the next hour and a half is important for me to stop what I'm doing. Because, bro, it's so weird at the gym. You see guys where they must be professional walkers because all they do is I've seen guys where I'm like, I'll do like a million reps of stuff and the same guy's just walking here, walking there on the phone, blah, 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 blah. Bro, 80% of their time in the gym is just walking around.
Yep. Dude, there was I use...
What is that, dude?
Obviously, I have like my Whoop band, right?
Uh-huh.
And so in the Whoop app, because I wear my Apple Watch in the Whoop app, so I like comparing data. I like using data on a lot of the stuff. That's why I wear it when I roll too. And I wear it so I can also time my rest periods, time everything. But on the Apple Watch, it's just start workout and then that's it. And then the timer goes, right? On the Whoop app, you mark when you are on your rest period and when you're actively working.
Okay.
And the funny part is like I've noticed the amount of time between sets, not like between working sets. I'm saying like from one exercise, okay, like let's say I bench and now I'm going over to do like cable flies or whatever. The time frame of me finishing this exercise to then walk over, set up, get the weights adjusted, figure out the weight that's good, and then finally start my working set, dude, it takes about like, and this doesn't sound like a long time, but it's like 2.5 minutes, like at most 2.5, 3 minutes. But when I think about it,
what more do you need?
But when I think about it, I'm like, man, out of my workout, 2.5, 3 minutes, I do about like 5, 6 exercises sometimes. I'm like, that shit's 15 to 18 minutes of I'm not doing anything except
getting set up.
And I was like, fuck, man. Bro, I want to try to like make that a little bit more efficient, but it's funny because then I'll see people like that. I'm like, you're walking around so much. Like,
there are 2 guys in particular that when I see them at the gym, I see them do like 5 reps of something and they spend the next 15 minutes walking around.
You know what the issue with that is?
Are you here to socialize? Are you here hoping a girl comes and talks to you? Like, what is what is the goal of doing this?
So I think the issue is people, they take this mentality of like, I'm sure you've heard of like, oh, if you lift heavy, you need a longer rest period, right? Now, that's true. But people exaggerate that rest time because you're still supposed to shock your nervous system. When you truly lift heavy, there's times where like your body will start shaking because your CNS, the central nervous system, is literally getting fried. Like it is getting so
That's happened to me
overloaded.
before,
Yeah,
yeah.
you get so overloaded because of how much it's working. You're shaking, and people don't push to that point. And like that's true strength lifting.
Yeah.
Those sessions there, even at that moment, is about 2 to 3 minutes worth of rest. Sometimes, and this is if you're like pushing heavy weight for like 1 rep maxes.
Yeah.
Sometimes 5 minutes.
I never do.
And
5
it's like,
minutes.
but yeah, that's the thing. Guys that I know,
And
that,
I'm telling
like,
you, I'll be benching, and there'll be times on the last reps where like my triceps,
Yeah, like, they're
things are
they're going to
shaking, and I'm
failure
like,
and
oh,
stuff.
okay, I need to like chill out for like 2 minutes,
Yeah.
3 minutes maybe, but nothing more.
That's
than
what I
that.
mean. Like I know guys that like these are guys that they've been invited to the Arnold. Like you don't get to go just to compete at the Arnold. You have to be invited to go compete, and that's by winning competitions. These are guys that I've trained with. They do that like religiously. They power lift like crazy. Now they've taken steps back. They're all getting older, but in that aspect, like they didn't take 5-minute breaks, and I guarantee. And not only that, they're not loud.
No.
I've watched them pick up 600 pounds. They put it down, and it's as if they're holding 135.
Yeah.
Like they don't slam things. They're not screaming. It's strong, and they're quiet the whole time.
Yeah.
And then at the end, they're taking 2-3 minute breaks, and that's it. And it's like they're moving. And
The
they're so
loudest
strong.
thing you'll hear from me at the gym is like a big exhale, like a like that's it, bro. This I'm like, when I hear that, I'm like, oh my god, you died? Did you just tear something?
Yeah.
Like you should make that sound if like you tore something or like something went really
Especially
wrong.
like the whole time, like, and I'm all, so like I don't care when people make noise. Like it's not. I really it's when it's continuous. If you are sitting there, your whole workout, like bro, all right man. Like if it's that tough, like I'm all about pushing yourself, but bro, like maybe you need to take a step back.
Yeah.
Like, and I guarantee
Something doesn't seem right.
Yeah, like that's the like. I don't know. I've worked out for a while, and I've seen guys lift up a lot of heavy weight, and I've seen guys push themselves in bodybuilding exercises, and even then, it's like, I get it. It's like that's fine, but when they're like screaming, I'm like, what are you screaming for? Like the grunting, whatever, but the screaming, I'm like like bro, like sometimes I'll count out loud to myself, and I'll be going, I'm like 10, 11, 12.
Yeah,
That's it, and then I'm done.
But stuff like that is normal.
Yeah.
Bro, the other day I was doing squats and like this guy on a machine over there was like, and I was like, what the fuck, man? I was like, do you have to make that sound? Does that make the weight move faster? I was like, I didn't know what was going on, dude.
Science has actually proved that. Science
on,
has proven
dude.
it's shown that yelling and cursing, like cursing helps deal with pain. So that's why, like, if you get hit, you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
It actually releases endorphins again. It's all about endorphin release. You get an endorphin
understand.
release,
It's
it gets
just-
rid of the pain. Yeah, it's just like
It's just weird.
Relax.
And then those guys, the walk around guys, I think a part of it is like they feel something when they could say like, I spent 3 hours in the gym today. I was like, 2 hours of it was walking around the fucking gym. I feel like
That's
the
awesome. I don't-
average
I don't get
person,
it.
you could get a good workout in like an hour and
You
15,
should.
20 minutes. And that's
Yeah.
it. But if you're the guy who has to, I do this for 10 minutes, then I walk around for 10 minutes. That's why you're there for 2-3 hours, because you're
not
spending all
efficient.
this
Yeah,
time
it's not
walking
efficient.
around, dude.
it's not pushing like
These are not big guys, by the way. The two guys I see all the time, they're like skinny minis,
Oh.
and like they have all the gear on. They have lifting gloves and backwards hats, and like they have tank tops on, and like, you know, they're like the skinny ripped, where like they're just because they're skinny that they're ripped.
yeah. That's like the skinny six pack.
Yeah, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Seriously. Bye. So
No, like and that's the thing with the efficiency. It's like, so even those 15 minutes, the 15 minutes of like that gets taxed into my workout from like setups and stuff. Even then, like I'm only in the gym for an hour 15, and it's because like, and that's also what made me realize like, okay, like that extra hour to hour 15, it's the extra 15 minutes. My workouts last only about 45 minutes, maybe an hour at
dude.
best, but it's efficiency. It's like, bro, you should go in there, one, I love asking people. They're like, "Oh yeah, I worked out really hard." I'm like, "All right, cool. Like, what are your maxes?" And it's not to ask your max because you need to know. It's or because like, yeah, what's your max? It's all right. How do you know you're actually working hard?
Yeah.
If your max ends up being like 315, right, or let's say 100 pounds, so I can do easy math because I'm not sitting here trying
On
to do
what?
anything, right? Let's
Oh.
say your max is 100 pounds on like the bench press, right?
Okay.
But then you're like, oh yeah, I worked really hard, but then you're benching 25 pounds. It's like, dude, you worked out at 25%.
Yeah.
It's like you're not working hard.
Now, if you did that like, I don't know, what's a good number, 60 times, then okay, maybe you worked hard. Like, you know what I mean?
My buddy and I actually did that. There was a day that we took our maxes, and it was, we wanted to do like we were just running tests on each other,
Yeah.
right? Seeing like how different programming would work. We were using each other as just test dummies.
Yeah.
And that was one thing I wrote out, and I wanted to see how it would feel for him
Yeah.
and his response to it. And I took 20. It was 20 or 25% of all of his 1 rep maxes for everything. So bicep curls and everything. And I took 25%, and he had to do 100 reps. Once he hit 100 reps, we left the gym.
Yeah.
So it was just like we would do 5 to 6 exercises, 100 reps of each. So
And
you
you
still
feel
got
good
5 or
that first
600.
40. But
Yeah. Afterwards, it's like, but like it gets heavy as hell real fast. But it was only one set, 100 reps, walk out. And so it's like you knock out, again, bicep curls, like you knock them out, boom, 100 reps, cool, you move on. And it was just to see how you feel. And he was like, I had a good workout, but I was able to recover. And so that whole week is all we did was that.
Yeah.
And it was all different body parts. So it was actually cool to like see it. But again, it comes down to like knowing what your lifts are and
Yeah.
like, are you actually working hard? Because again, if you're maxing out at 100 but you're only picking up 25 pounds, like, dude,
Yeah.
like go up to 85, work out at 85%, and then you'll earn your rest. You'll feel it because you're like, fuck, dude, like I'm close to my rep, and you're gonna get strong,
And your max will go up next
yeah,
time.
and you're gonna go up, and it's
Yeah.
dude.
It also it's tricky because like you also have to play with what you're doing. So like a lot of times, like as we get closer to competitions and stuff, I'll play with the number 205 a lot just because that's usually what I compete at.
Oh yeah,
So like a lot of my benches will be sets and reps at 205 just to get comfortable with moving. Even though like when you push a guy off your body,
It's
like
not.
even if we're both 205, when I push you off my body, I'm not pushing 205 pounds because your knees are on the ground, your legs are on the ground. So it's not really 205. It's a percentage
But then
of that based on
there's
body.
also them fighting back, the movement of
Yeah,
it. Like,
so like I play with the numbers that like competing at. So like if I'm competing at 205, back squatting 205, sets of that, just to get comfortable
always
with
feeling
that
that weight on you.
weight
Yeah.
on you because that's what you're gonna feel when you're in a grappling situation. So I'll still go heavy here and there, but as we get closer to comps, I don't go as heavy. So
No.
like usually around like I want to say around the 3 week mark is when I start to like, hey, I'm not gonna go heavy on my back squats. I'm not gonna max out my deads or anything like
Yeah.
that. I start to go back and pedal back.
It's
into
just
the
to
ladder.
move the weight that you know that you're gonna have to move. I like so what I do is I go above
just to
it.
reinforce it.
I like to stay right above it. I don't go anything heavier than 20 pounds above that weight.
Yeah.
So like I'm fighting at 168. Everything I'm doing right now, so it's a little less than 20 pounds, but I do everything at 185. So everything I handle is at 185. So when I'm benching, I keep it at 185 because I'm able to bench 225, right? So I have that strength, but I stay at 185.
Yeah.
When I squat, I can squat 225.
Yeah.
I stay at 185.
Yeah.
With squatting, I tend not to. Same thing with deads. I stick at 185. When I do like dumbbell press or anything like that, I don't do like 90s and stuff like that, but I try to hit like 60 to 70 pounds because, again, percentage, I'm trying to sit there and make sure I can move about 60 to 70 pounds off of my one arm to keep that functioning there. And that, because, again, cut their weight in
Because
half.
the
it's gonna get
bodybuilding
around
versus as a jiu-jitsu athlete is two different types of working out. Like if you're training to get big in size, what we're talking about doesn't work for
there.
you.
No, it's because like
It's
we're
gotta
not
be
going for
functional.
we're not
Yeah.
going for hypertrophy. We're not trying to get that big muscle
No.
pump. I'm looking for like that dense lean tissue, which bodybuilding has its place for that. But again, it's
functionality versus
Yeah.
aesthetic.
It's
Yeah.
counterintuitive. My buddy, one of my friends, he calls me out all the time because he's just like, you go to the gym all the time. He's like, you're not massive. I was like, because I don't work out for mass. I
We're
was
not
like,
trying to be
no.
bodybuilders.
Yeah, I don't
It's-
like that.
Bro, being as big as Ronnie Coleman does nothing for jiu-jitsu.
No.
So like to be that big and not be able to move, it does nothing.
And even when people try to bring up guys like Gordon Ryan, Nicky Rod, these giant animals, one, they're all tall. Like they're not even small guys. These are guys that are like 6'2" plus. Like
Yeah,
they're
and
giants.
they're big, dude.
But their size, if you look at them, they're not bodybuilder big. They're not
No.
like they don't have the 30-inch arms or the 25-inch arms. Yes, they're big, but it's like they're athletically proportionate. Like looking at like a track star.
Yeah.
Like track stars are jacked, they're huge, but they're not like unproportionate in certain
Gordon
areas.
Ryan's nowhere close to half the width of Ronnie Coleman.
No, like his fucking.
It probably takes 2 Gordon Ryans to be the width of Ronnie Coleman.
Seriously.
But like you wouldn't say, but
Even if they're close to the same weight, and that's the thing, because people also look at that and like, yeah, they could be. It's dense muscle tissue.
yeah,
Like there's a difference, and like I tell people all the time about my buddy Tyler. Dude's 137 pounds, I think he is. 137, somewhere around there. He's able to pick up 600 pounds.
yeah.
Like that's dense muscle tissue. When you
Me,
look
not
at
in my
him,
life.
you're gonna look at him and
Not
be
in
like,
my life.
well, he doesn't look like he can lift above like 300.
Oh,
like
yeah.
you would see it. One, when he takes off his shirt, you'll then see his traps, and you're just like, oh, like
Yeah.
he lifts because small dude traps are like up fucking
To
here.
the
Like dude's an animal.
It's crazy, man.
But that's the difference, and people, they work out to work out because you're gonna get a benefit.
Yeah.
Like you're always gonna have that
It
benefit.
depends what your goal is. Everybody's goals are different. Like some people is just to lose weight. Some people is for sport. Some people is just hey, and there's nothing wrong with this, but to be vain and like look good.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'll be the first. Yeah, I'll be
That's
the
it.
first one to be
That's
like,
me.
I want to look good with my shirt off.
Yep.
Like, I'm not. But it's also I got to realize it's for athletic purposes too. So
Yes.
for me to like, look like a balloon animal, it doesn't do me any good in jiu-jitsu if I can't reach behind me and stuff like that.
Or
It's
not even
crazy.
just where you reach behind you. The fact that we have our stuff get manipulated all the time. I have to not like I can't be stiff, which that's what sucks. Is like I have a lot of joint issues, so that stiffness happens. But it's like I can't imagine if I was so like giant, like that's going to be even worse
Yeah.
on me. Like it sucks.
Well, yeah, because then instead of you tapping all the way here, you're gonna tap. As
They,
soon
they
as
grab
it
it's
gets
just
to
they
here.
do this, is boom, you're done. And
Yeah.
it's like no.
Your range of motion matters. Like it's a lot that goes into it, and I don't know, man. It's just weird.
And there's also just the aspect too. It's gonna bump you up in weight. Like, dude, imagine me if I like got really huge. I'll be sitting at like 180 to 200 at my size.
Yeah,
I'm gonna fight these 200-pound guys. Like I worked up
I'm
to
done.
it. Oh yeah, man.
194. I'm done. No more 208 for me.
I that's why I left
I
at
weighed in.
190s
I
too.
weighed in today at 200 even. So
See, look, this guy's gonna be close to my weight
Oh.
class.
I can't believe that. Like a few months ago, I was walking around 215, 220. That was my walk around, and then I would cut to 208 to fight at
I
208.
was walking around at 185 to 187.
I made the
and I would
decision.
cut down to 182.
God damn. I
And
made
then
the
now I'm
decision.
at 168.
194. I'm only fighting at 194. Maybe 181, depending.
See, if you go down to 181, I'm dropping another weight class. Fuck you.
No, I don't.
See, you can't be
I
that close
say
to it.
181, but I don't think I can make
Do you
it.
understand
dude.
at
I think I would
181,
die.
we would only be 12 pounds off.
I think I would
You would
die.
be one weight class above me.
Yeah, I think I would die. I think 194 is the sweet spot where it's like I'll still feel good and strong and be able to
See,
like.
that's what I'm looking for. I've considered dropping down to the 150s just to like see if like I would feel good there. But
Just
like
don't
right
think
now,
you're
I
gonna be
feel
strong.
amazing. Like I
Yeah.
feel fast. I feel strong. But like I posted that picture yesterday. I ate that big ass quesadilla, and then afterwards I was still like I could still see my abs. I was
Yeah.
like I like that feeling because
Yeah.
again I work out for vanity. Like I truly do. Like that's what I want. And so to be able to eat and still see abs afterwards, that's what I want. Like
Yeah.
that's the state I want to be in. Like all right,
Bro.
cool.
I've always been the proponent of like I don't have like abs, like my shit's just mainly flat and hard, and I've always been of the proponent well that's my life, like it's just gonna be flat and hard. Maybe I get the
so
two
you're
bumps.
194.
Yeah, maybe I
you're
get
gonna
the
have
2
it.
bumps and I'm like, okay, I'll be happy with just 2 bumps. Like, you know what I mean? It was one of those goals where I kind of like not gave up on it, but I was like, if it happens, great. If not, it's okay. It's
Yeah.
flat and hard is good for me. And then ever since we got back from Vegas and like I've been on like a new like workout plan and a new like nutrition plan, bro, I noticed today and I took like photos today. I had the top 2 and the bottom 2. I was like, oh
No,
shit.
it's possible.
I was like, abs are starting to pop already. I was like, what the fuck? Now, granted, I did a lot of ab work yesterday, so I think that also plays into it.
pumped up.
Yeah, which I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. I feel
they get
good.
pumped up just like any other muscle.
I feel good. I was flexing super hard. I was like, oh my god, they're right there. And then as soon as I went, I was like, all right.
Bro, it's the greatest feeling. I don't care. Like that's why I hate when people are like, I don't need to see this. Shut up. Like, cause when you like, that's what I said in that photo that I posted. Like, I don't care if anyone looked at that photo and was like, look at this douchebag. Go ahead. I'm so happy because one, the past 2 months I haven't had desserts. I've been working real hard. I'm trying to cut down my weight. Like I've been pushing in my workouts, my rolls. I've been going intense.
Yeah.
Like to know all this work, and then I get to look in the mirror, and I'm like, dude, like I did that. Like that shit. It feels so good. And unless you go do it, it's like the millionaire where people shit on millionaires when they post up like their Ferrari or something. Bro, until the day you are able to go buy that Ferrari and know you're comfortable because you bought it outright, and then you look outside your window and you look at that Ferrari, you're like, that's my fucking Ferrari? Dude? Like, I can't, because when I see my abs, like, that's the type of mentality I see it with. I'm like, man, like, I can do, like, that's one other thing that I know I can do,
You
and
can't
then,
let
like,
anyone.
you stack
You
it.
can't let anyone shame you for anything like that.
Especially if you
I'm
work
sorry.
hard for it, dude.
That's
like,
what I'm saying. Like when people are like, there's the difference right there. What you just said. When people post a photo of their fitness body and like they have abs and they're cut up and stuff, and like that's not okay to post. But it's okay to post that you're 200 pounds overweight, and it's okay
I
to be
love
like,
myself.
love me for me.
Yeah,
that.
no.
But what you said is the difference. You have to work extremely hard to get the first body where it's like definition cut up. You have to work extremely hard. You don't have to work extremely hard to be fat and 200 pounds, 300 pounds.
It's very easy.
So that's the difference right there. When people talk about body shaming, you shouldn't talk shit about fat people in that aspect. No, dude, because it's easy to do that.
Yes.
If we stop working out, we could gain 200 pounds in no time and be fat as fuck. Does that mean I should take photos of my giant belly and my titties and be
Love
like,
me for
oh,
me.
love me for me? No, dude. But when I post the photos of like my ripped body, I don't want to hear shit like, "Oh, this guy's so vain. This guy's so." I am vain. I want to look good. I don't want to look like that.
You must be lucky.
No, it's not lucky, bro. Because let me tell you, today when I was doing those fucking box step ups with the kettlebells and those knee to elbow sit ups, I wanted to fucking throw up and die, dude. I wanted to throw up and die. Today was my limit, bro. This whole week working out has been good. Today I hit the wall, dude. I was like looking up at the ceiling at one point. I was like, I only got a few more reps left. Get through this shit.
I can find a 208 still.
Bro,
I can
sweat
still find
is
a 208.
dripping down my hands onto the kettlebell, glazing the kettlebell. And I'm like, just get through it. Just because you had to do 50-50, 40-40, 30-30, all the way down to 10-10.
That sounds disgusting.
And the last 4 minutes was just mental because now you're in the 30 zone. So 30-30, 20-20, 10-10, those go by fast. It's the beginning that kills you and the 40s that kill you.
Yeah.
But dude, let me tell you, that shit is hard. It's hard to do that. Easy to eat 40 burgers. You can eat 40 cheeseburgers.
No, that's like, I don't know, dude. Like,
it's just we have a warped perception because people take the easy path too much nowadays. So now we have this warped perception that like we should glorify being easy and lazy, and we shouldn't glorify. We should talk shit about the guys who work hard.
And I think that's also the big thing because people, it's like that whole hustler grind mentality. Like one that made things a little bit more unrealistic, right? Because they're like, I do things 24/7. Shut the fuck up. No, you don't. You go to bed. Like you go to sleep. Shut up. You don't work 24/7. You have your off days. You have the days that like
there are those 1% crazy people.
Yeah, but they're not the norm.
But
and what I tell everyone is you can never use an outlier as an example for an argument.
Yeah, we've talked about this.
I hate when people do that. That 1% guy, cool, good for him. He runs off of 2 hours of sleep, very successful. His life, honestly, outside of what they post and what they show, probably sucks.
Yeah.
Like, he probably doesn't have any friends. Probably doesn't have a good, healthy relationship. Yeah. Probably doesn't get to do whatever he pleases.
Bro, I'll never be that guy who posts this. You got to be in the gym 3-4 hours a day, bro. I'm in the gym 1 hour, 1 hour and 20 minutes, and that's it. I'm done because we still have jujitsu to go through the whole day. Like I'm done after that. Maybe if I didn't do jujitsu, maybe I would be this guy who's 3-4 hours in the gym. Maybe, but you don't have to do that.
No, and that's a big thing. Like when I work with clients, right? My first thing was like, what's your schedule look like? Yeah. And it's because like everyone always comes at me. It's the same thing when you see in jiu-jitsu. Because that's what I'm very used to seeing that in the mentality where people come in and they're like gung ho. It's just like I'm going every single fucking day. Hold up,
you're gonna get sick of me because you're gonna see me every day here, and I'm like, you're gonna be the first one to quit.
Yeah, like hold up, real quick. Like what are you doing now? Nothing. Okay. So what I want is I want you to go 3 days a week.
Yeah.
Show me 3 days a week.
No, I'm different, coach. I'll be here every day. You're going to quit.
Yeah.
No, you don't know my mentality. I'm going to be here 5, 6, 7 days a week. We're not open on Sundays.
It's only 6 days for you.
6
bud.
days. Oh, yo, I'll be here all 6 days, bro.
And then it's always within that first
They're
week,
the
too.
first ones to
That
quit.
first week.
Yep.
I've seen people that have done that. Within the first week, they last 4 or 5 days.
Yep.
It's because they're so tired, they're sore, they can't recover. It's because you're not fucking used to it. And it
You're
takes
not
this,
used to
just
it.
build it up
Yeah.
and then enjoy the process. Find what works. Like, you know my favorite? Craig. Craig
Yeah.
is my favorite. Because in the beginning, he tried to shit on himself because he's like, "Cool, make it here 2 days a week." That's fucking awesome.
That's amazing.
Because look what he's done.
Think about it. How long has Craig been training now?
Like a
2
year and a
years?
half, 2 years?
2 years, something
Something
like
around
that.
that.
He comes.
Every Tuesday, Thursday.
He comes at least twice a week, Tuesday, Thursday, and now recently 3
He's
days a
made-
week.
he's made
And
it fit.
sometimes he comes on
Yeah.
Saturdays, so he comes anywhere from 2 to 4 times, but consistency always 2 times a
It
week.
has progressively
Bro,
grown to.
he has
3 to
gone
4.
from beginning when he started, and those other people who start who were like, "I'll be here 5 days a week, coach. I promise you're gonna see me." He has outpaced those people tenfold because that consistency over time got him a lot further than this guy who came hot out the gate and burned out after 2 months.
Like, and that's it. And
He's a shining example.
and
of
it's
that.
and it's perfect.
Yeah.
Because it's literally he made it realistic. He was just like, I can't make it here. I have other clients. I have other jobs. I got my kids. They have their things.
Yeah.
That's why I hate it when I hear people say, "Oh, but I got kids." Okay, so why does it have to be 5 days a week?
Bro,
What's
there's a
wrong with
girl
that?
that comes to the
Too.
gym. There's a girl that goes to my gym, and I see her every day because we work out at the same time. She comes in with her 3 kids and drops them off at the they have a daycare thing there. Every time I'm at the gym, I see her come in with all 3 kids, drop them off, go do her workout, and she only does like a half hour, 45 minutes, so
and that's
she
it.
leaves before I leave.
It's not even long.
But she comes in every time I'm there, so she's at least there 5-6 days a week, and she brings the kids in, takes them out, brings the kids in. I've never seen her not drop her kids off, and every time I'm like, wow, I give this lady a lot of credit, bro, because there's a lot of people, and these are not older kids. We're not talking 12 years old. These
They're
are like
children.
little guys. These are little ones
Yeah.
that she has to pack them in the car, get snacks,
a
for them,
process, yeah.
take them, bro, and she does it every day. But then you'll see like people who have like 1 kid and they're just like, I can't do it. It's impossible.
Yeah.
There's no workaround.
They don't
And
make
I've
the
seen
shit.
that
They don't
lady
make the
on
shit.
days when the daycare is closed. Like she'll walk in with her kids and it makes me feel so bad. She walks into the daycare, she sees that it's closed, and like she has to turn around and bring her kids back home and
Yep.
stuff. But she doesn't stop
what I
doing
guarantee
it.
that, and that's also the thing that people don't understand. That was a big. It was a. I don't think it was a study, or maybe it was. It was a guy. He wrote a book or something like that. I heard the story on a podcast, and he was just like the guy lost like 100-something pounds or something crazy like that within a year. But the way he started is he was just walking to the gym, and I think I've talked about this on this podcast.
I think you
Where
did.
he'd walk in,
Yeah.
he wouldn't do anything.
Just
He would
walk
just
in.
first it started off he would drive to the gym. Wouldn't go in the gym, he would just drive to the
Drive
gym.
to it.
He made it a habit every single day. I would just pull up to the parking lot, park, and then I would drive home. And it was just showing up. And then he walked in. Hey guys, how's it going? Walked in, looked around, walked out. Wouldn't work
That's
out
what
nothing.
those guys are doing when they walk around the gym for 2
Just
hours.
build a
It
habit,
makes
dog.
sense. They're building a habit.
But that's the thing. Like this guy built it, and then by the end of it, from him showing up every day, no matter what, at the same time, consistently, then he started lifting weights.
Yeah.
It would be a 5-minute workout, 10-minute workout. Then it's like, oh, now I'm working out for an hour.
Yeah.
Because it built up to the point of him just showing up, and people like
You make it a habit.
they look at the end picture and they're like that, like the 6 days a week. They look at guys like a lot of people say it to me, bro, like, oh, I want to get like you. You're here like 3-4 hours a day. I'm like, don't. Like it's not feasible. I promise you, it's not.
In the
One,
beginning,
like
it's not possible.
there's a lot that I have that allows me to do that.
Yeah.
And then I don't have kids. My wife is able to help take care of the dogs. Like when
You
I
think
do
when
these
I was
things,
a white belt, I was doing this shit 3-4 hours a day? Fuck
it's,
no.
It's just like it's not.
It was 1 hour a day, and that was mainly because I was stubborn. Like my personality was stubborn, so I was making sure I was doing at least 1 hour a day. But like, I don't recommend this for anybody who starts out.
It's rough, and that's what I was telling people. I tell them all the time. Like they were like, "Well, you do it." I'm like, one. So like you're familiar with the 75.
It sounds cocky, but we're different.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It sounds super cocky, but we're different.
And that's it. And
We're
like that's
different.
like, and I don't say
You're
that.
not where I am now. I'm not
That.
saying you can never get to where I am, but we're different.
That.
That's
like,
it.
And one of the things I tell people all the time, right? Like I've talked about the 75 hard program. I've completed it twice before even starting jiu-jitsu.
Mhm.
Right? Part of 75 hard is 2 workouts a day. I will credit 75 hard to me being able to show up twice a day for jiu-jitsu because it became a normal thing for me to just have to work out twice a day.
Yeah.
So it was easy for me to go in the afternoon and then come back at night.
Yeah.
Because it was like, oh, normal. Like I work out twice a day. Let me just go. And then off of that, when I first started jiu-jitsu, I just got out of the Marine Corps. So I went from such a high intense thing where we wake up 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, go work out for an hour to 2 hours,
Yeah.
and then we still have the rest of the day to go do our like infantry shit. So it was like I'm used to working out all day long. I asked these people, I'm like, what do you do? Like if you don't do all this active
If you're
stuff,
at a desk job from 7 a.m.
you're
to 4
not as
in the
active
afternoon.
how I've been. You're not in that same mindset. One, I've also been personal training for 10 years.
Yeah.
Like it's been a passion. So being in this environment,
They
it's
think
not
it's
hard.
a secret. I really think people get in this mindset of like these guys are holding a secret that they won't share with us. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they think like we're gonna say a key thing that's gonna make them come 5 days a
The
week,
question I
train
get is
2
like,
hours a day.
oh, how do you always feel so good? I'm
I
like,
don't.
Yeah, one. I'm so
Newsflash.
tired. Yeah.
I don't feel good all the
Yeah.
time. Today, I feel terrible. I'm going to be honest with you. Today, I hit the wall. I feel like shit. My rolls didn't feel amazing. But I know it's the law of averages.
It's part of it, dude. Yeah.
You're going to have amazing. Yesterday, I felt amazing. Yesterday was a 10 out of 10 day for me. My rolls felt good. My lifts felt good. Everything felt good. Today is not so great. Today's like a 4 or 5. So it just is what it is.
And that's
You
been-
can't get
yeah.
mad and get hung up on today. Tomorrow's going to be different. Maybe tomorrow's a 6 or a 7, better than today.
Even if it's not, and that's also the thing, and that's where this is a big part where people stop.
Yeah.
But so I'll tell you for this week, what have I been saying this whole week? I feel heavy. I feel slow. I don't feel good. Like there's something like I am not doing well in my roles this week. Like I don't feel it. Last week I felt good all week long. I felt phenomenal. This week feel like shit.
Yeah.
I'm not moving right. I'm making stupid mistakes, but I'm still here. I show up. I get my ass beat.
Because
what
this
the fuck
week
ever.
is this week. And
Yeah,
guess what?
like,
Next week is going to be different. And
It is.
next month. And guess what? When you keep doing it every day, you're not even going to remember this bad week a year from now.
And
A
the
year
thing-
from now, this week, you're going to be like, I had a bad week in the first week of
And
September.
not only
I don't
that,
even
it
remember.
won't. It's so much. People look at and they focus on it being negative.
Yeah.
Right. It's the positive spin is you worked past the shitty point because what's going to happen? Like, all right,
That's how you get to the next level.
That-
You have to be able to get past the shit.
I was going to say in a competitive mindset, right? Because we're competitors. As a competitor, you might go get fucking steamrolled.
Oh,
Your
yeah.
first match, like so Jiu-Jitsu World League, we're guaranteed 2 fights.
Yeah.
You might get steamrolled. How many of the new guys that went and competed for their first time got steamrolled their first match, but then they won their second?
Yeah.
Because they're used to that shit week or that shit roll. Then they go to the next guy and they fight with a better heart.
Yeah.
Right. It's part of it because like you just learn, dude. You're gonna get your ass beat, but just keep fucking going.
Yeah.
Let's just move forward. You'll be all right.
It's one of those things you just gotta keep going forward. 1 foot in front of the other.
That's
if you
it.
could put 1 foot in front of the other and you're breathing, you're alive. If you're alive, you could do it. If you're gonna just not put 1 foot in front of the other, stay stagnant, you're gonna stay there and die.
And then just let any time shit feels bad stop you. Like, bro, it's gonna.
Bro, bad days don't define an athlete. I'm
No.
sorry. Because every athlete, Michael Jordan's had bad days. You know, it's funny. When me and Bobby were having dinner in Vegas, we were talking, and I forgot how it came up. I think the fact that I lost my match, but I was still happy in my loss. Like I was like, oh, listen, like a lot of things I did in my match I was happy with, but I lost, so it is what it is. But I could be at peace with this loss because good things happened in the match that I was proud of that I worked on. And he was like, dude, think about it like this. Michael Jordan was in the league for, I think he said it was like 15 or 20 years.
No, yeah.
He only has 6 titles. So if you do the math, he was only successful
Less
40%.
than- I was about to say less than half of his
Less
time.
than half the time he was only successful. Tom Brady has won, oh my God,
6.
people are going to kill me.
It's
6
fine.
Super Bowls?
Or is it 7?
Or 7? He's won like 6 or 7 Super Bowls, but he's been in the league for like 22 years. So his
But
percentage...
everyone says he's the GOAT.
Yeah. So even if you're the GOAT, you're still going to fail way more than you succeed. So you can't be hung up on these failures.
Who says it all the time? Is it Kobe or Michael that says that he's missed more shots than he's taken? One of them said it all the time.
I don't know.
I
One
forget.
of these athletes.
Yeah,
It's one of the...
either Kobe or Michael said it. They're like, I think it's Michael, where he's just like, it's because of all the missed shots I've taken is why I've made so much.
So many.
And no one talks about how many he missed.
No.
They talk about all of his wins. They still look at it. People still to this day, is it LeBron? Is it Kobe? Is it Michael? LeBron, Kobe. They're all included. But look at the amount of times they miss.
Yeah.
Look at the times they
Because
fail.
if you don't win the NBA championship, that's a loss of a season, right? But if you win That's a win. But they only have a handful of wins, and they have way more lost seasons.
But people look at it and they're like,
but
no,
they're
they're
still
a
the
winner.
GOATs.
Yeah.
They're still the GOATs, even with all those losses.
And that's, yeah.
The thing I tell everybody is, you never go undefeated. You never in life go undefeated.
Like, well, the guys
You
that
need
do,
losses.
you look at what happens. Like, they retire early.
Yeah.
Truly. Look
Yeah.
at the people that are truly retired. Like, outside of guys like Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
But even then, like, look at how nitpicky people try to get with his career. Which, granted, I laugh. Go fight Floyd. You'll get your ass beat. Like, you'll realize how great of a boxer he is if you understand boxing. You'll realize it because
I have 60 pounds on the guy, and I think he would fuck me up in 1 minute.
Takes
less than 1 minute.
One liver shot.
30 seconds, I think I would be fucking KO.
That's what I don't understand. Like, I love when people talk about that. My first question is, you ever taken a liver shot?
Yeah.
Because they think they're like, everyone talks about the face hits because
No.
that's like the big thing.
Because everybody's obsessed with
Yeah.
protecting the head because nobody wants the big KO.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, when you get hit in the liver, it like
Your
I
body
can't
shuts
even
down,
explain
dog.
it. Your body just goes like,
Doesn't work anymore.
And you
It
just
literally is
fall.
like, whack. Like, oh, okay.
yeah,
Like,
those hurt worse, bro.
Bro,
Those
you
hurt
see it
way
all the time
worse.
in boxing. They'll come in the second they'll jab at the face, they put up a guard, boom,
Yeah.
finish the liver, the guy drops, like collapses, like, like done for, dude.
And you know what's worse? With a KO, you go unconscious, so at least you don't even acknowledge it. But when
A
you
liver
get hit with a
shot?
liver shot, you're awake and you're looking up
Your
like,
coach
what's,
is like, just stand up.
what's
dog.
happening to me?
Get
I'm
up.
frozen from the neck down.
Get up. Yeah, the crowd's telling you to just move. It wasn't that bad of a shot. They're all like, motherfucker, step in this ring, dog. This shit
Anybody who
sucks.
says shit like that, I'm like, you never fought a day in your life. You have no idea what it's like to get hit in the liver.
You haven't taken that liver shot. The kidney shot, the liver shot, bro. Like,
Those
the
will drop you.
bitches suck, dog. There's nothing guarding it. You don't have a rib cage guarding them, dude. It's just straight organ getting hit.
Guys, this was a great episode. Fresh off the mats.
Next week
51.
is a year, dog.
Next week is 1 year. Come celebrate our 1 year birthday. I don't know. What would you call it? A birthday?
Are we gonna have cake?
We're probably going to have cake. You're off 75 hard, right?
Wednesday. Tuesday's my last day.
We're going to have cake.